How y'all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, and comment below. So we got two Monopolies today. One we're going to part out as per usual, and then this one on your screen is something special. And we're going to have to see if it's complete, and then we're going to see what we can get for it. It's not perfect, but at $4, I absolutely had to take a shot on it. So the one we're doing for parts, though, is upside down. Ultimate banking. So I've done a few of these on here. They sell pretty well. But really the thing we want are the cards. It has cards versus money, and it has this unit. We're going to check this out, make sure it's all working. If the unit has suffered some kind of damage, we might have to clean it. That's always a popular video, fixing battery operated toys. Works most of the time. My most watched video, I think. This is very clean. I don't think this was played. Okay, no, it's jumbled up. Just the way it was put back made me think it was perhaps never used. Just the box is almost perfect. It's just not. Only buy board games that I'm going to sell as a whole if it's going to be quite a lot of money. Alright, so that doesn't even feel like it has batteries in it. Let's go through it real quick. The board, don't even want to look at. So we have our debit cards. Quantity. This may not have been played. These pieces are still in here. The dice, I think you can sell. The pieces, I know I have these, and I don't think anybody's even looked at them. This looks like it's missing something. So it has the blue houses. It doesn't look like the hotels are in here. I'm fairly sure it had hotels. You only have 4 debit cards. Oh, I guess this series only had 4. The amount of players changed over time with the family structure. Smaller families needed less pieces. We're down to 4. It's probably just like roommates and their cat at this point. But so we got our debit cards, we have our dice. I don't think the pieces are gonna go. But this is a good time when you're reselling stuff. If you've been buying stuff like this, to go and actually look at your inventory. I carry thousands of items. So sometimes I have things and I look at them and I go, God, do I still have that? And I'll pull it up and yeah, I still have that. And then I have to make a decision of, do I want to get rid of it? Do I want to mark it down? Some stuff, after a while, I just toss it. You know, I did put money into it, but if it's going to sit here for 3 years, 4 years, and it's not something that will ever go up in value and it's already bottom dollar, I just get rid of it. So I'm going to pull up my active listings, which I have to do on my phone. eBay's search feature for your own listings on the computer is absolute dog shit. So we're just going to look up banking. What do we got? So I have the here and now banking. I don't know if this is even going to show up. Not really. Here and now with banking. So I have Ultimate Monopoly banking replacement pieces. These, the dice, and those. It has been posted for... can find the description. I'm not sure it's going to show me. There is a way to see when you originally posted something. This isn't showing me, but it's been up for at least 3 years. One person has looked at it at $8. So next time I'm going through my stuff, I'm going to find this listing and just get rid of it because it's never going to sell. What isn't listed are the banking unit and those cards. So we know that that's the money. The dice were in that set at the bottom. Kind of crazy. So I'm going to do the banking unit with the cards. I'm just going to get rid of this whole thing because we don't need it. Throw some batteries in here. Triple A's. A stash of barely working batteries. It'll be enough to fire it up, I think. All right. That's all we need. It fired up. With stuff like this, I like to get a picture of it working. That way people can't say it didn't work when they got it. Not that I've had that issue, but I just like to be prepared, and I like to put it in the ad so they see that it's actually working. Okay. Yep. Alright, so look up what this is going to be worth. Alright, so Monopoly Ultimate Banking, 480 results, but this is including the entire game. But you can see that we already have the replacement unit. The units go bad if you leave batteries in them. It's an older game, so people want to replace that. So we got one for 12, one for 13, one for 13, right off the top. So there's a few iterations of this. I didn't put the year. Probably should. Also, could put replacement, and that would narrow it down as well. Or unit, the banking unit. Try that. So that's an older one. All right, here we go. So this one was 21. That's a little odd. This unit's 17. We saw on the front page there's 12 and 13. 15. 14 with the dice. I could throw that in, but 12, 9, 9. Plenty of them selling. So we're going to go with 12. Just so we don't have it sitting around. Not going to make a ton on it, but I picked that box up for $2. So obviously that's a win. Not a lot to it. Get it listed, and then we'll move on to Pokemon. So I buy basically every Monopoly, but there's a few you gotta look out for. This is an older Pokemon one. I don't know how old exactly, but you can tell because Parker Brothers logo is old. Hasbro logo is new. So I'm guessing it's gonna be late 90s. So when you look on the back, you have 95, 96, 98. That's some patent thing or whatever, trademark thing where you have to include every year that something happened. So this is a 98. So unlike most stuff, we have to be really careful taking our tape off, and this is all scrunched up, and that sucks. I really don't want to wreck this box. The box is already unfortunately damaged, but if we can keep it looking as good as possible, working on this tape. With tape, you pull as far, against it as possible. And then when you get to the edge, you just gotta be really careful because it has a tendency to rip off the edge. And then I'm gonna pull downwards because that's the exact opposite direction the tape is running. And when you get to the end, be careful that it doesn't double stick. You're kind of, when it abruptly lets go, you can, your hand moves and then you can tag it and then rip a piece off kind of in rapid succession. All right, one piece down. really hoping this is complete. I didn't even shake the box because honestly, a lot of times with Monopoly you could do this motion and you can hear the metal pieces crack against each other, but this one has plastic. Because when you buy Monopoly, it's mostly the tokens and the money. I sell a lot of Monopoly money. The El Chapo of Monopoly money at this point. Alright, so got a good piece going. I'm just going to use like a sodding motion here. Get that close to the edge as possible. Just be real careful there. There we go. Awesome. So we got all the tape off. So there's a little bit of damage, and it's going to matter. Oh, this is $4, by the way. I paid full price for this because, yeah, these go for good money. Even beat to shit, they go for good money. Parts go for good money. So I'm being as careful as possible. I'm going to try to sell this as the complete unit. But if it's missing parts or the board is damaged, we're going to part it out. So I don't know the status of all that until we get in here. But it's not perfect. The box has a bit of creasing on the bottom. Like the corner up here is beat up and some staining on the front down here. Front edge. This pants. Alright. So, I don't like how that board's folded up. Be careful of this here. I don't know what's going to go for money in this. Okay, the board's got money stuffed in it. That's why. Alright, so let's look at our board. If the board is jacked, and this is over and done with, this has been played with for sure, but the board's not in good shape. So you can see in the middle, it's split here. So that's what happens with these boards that fold like this with kids is, well, we got the one I just did. Kids have a tendency to not understand how to fold them back up. So they will go the wrong way. And then when you go to fold it, it'll actually split the back or split the front. Looks like somebody did that on this. The board's also a little warped. So we will go onward here. Sort our money. So we got whatever the currency of Pokemon is. Pokemon came out a bit too late in my life for me to get into it. They're the weird kids in high school liked it, and that's when it came out. So, a few years earlier, I would have been down for it. Just I didn't have a Game Boy, you know? That was the other thing. I grew up without that. Definitely my kind of stuff. As far as gaming goes, I don't like anime whatsoever, if you want to call it that. That's a lot of the hallmarks. Alright, we got a erasable pencil. So we have instructions, and these are kind of beat up. This game was just well loved, well played. So people will take it, shit, somebody wrote on it. Wrote 60 on the back of a bill. So what you end up doing is you really have to kind of decide. Yeah, so it's the ones always carry the most damage because you can see it's stained here. You know, this is a thing you play while you're having snacks and enjoying yourself, and the ones tend to pick up all the pizza grease and, you know, candy fingers and whatnot. That's why I sell parts, because people looking to make a complete game will buy better conditioned stuff. Or they destroy, you know, somebody knocks over a cup of soda and destroys your game, and you want to keep it going. It's a lot cheaper just to buy a $7 pack of money than it is to buy a $30 Monopoly in the box. Move my camera here. I'm gonna pick up like cookies and shit on my desk, probably. Yeah, there we go. Someday I'll have like a mounted camera. That'd be cool. I've put minimal effort into this production, obviously. I wasn't even going to start filming stuff until I retired, but figured might as well get it going. And I've been doing it for, I think, almost a year now. And my viewership is not bad. So I'm just laying the groundwork. What I don't offer is excitement, because this is actually not very exciting. Sometimes it is. I offer reality. Reselling, the reality is that you go to stores, you leave empty-handed about 80% of the time, and you make small amounts of money on things you spent small amounts of money on. And in doing that, you generate a reasonable string income that you can do things with. I invest mine back into larger, more expensive pieces to add to my reselling collection that will bear fruit later, and I invest in stocks and cryptocurrency, so that generates money for me long term as well. So when you see YouTubers that are talking about like all the crazy reselling shit they do, understand that a lot of those guys are not honest about, first of all, about how much money they make, about their living situations. Yeah, you start to notice holes in people's stories at times, or odd exclusions. I don't have hard data, but I do watch some guys, and I noticed that a lot of them, for instance, never mention they have a mortgage. And they all live in old houses. And it makes me think, like, hey, if I inherited a home from my grandparents, I too could be a full-time reseller, because I would have no bills other than a property tax and other than utilities. So life is not as glamorous as people like to make it. And I believe in being honest, because I'd feel awful if somebody watched a video and decided that this was the thing they were going to do, and they were going to be just as successful as me, without understanding that, you know, I actually couldn't do this if I didn't live with my parents, for instance, or something like that. And I'm not saying anybody's going to think I'm wildly successful posting $30 a day profits, but some people portray this as being a lot more profitable than it really is, outside of some circumstantial stuff. I do like that guys are mentioning that they go shopping in the rich neighborhoods, where you run into like Ninja creamies that have been used once and sold for $5 and you get $200 for them. I don't live near a rich neighborhood. I live in the woods. So, not an option. Must be nice. All right. So we got all our money sorted, I believe. So this is damaged, unfortunately. This is like a cover. That's something. We have red dice. And then we have like the weird hotels and houses. We're gonna have to count all this stuff up and see where we're at. Yeah, I'll get this sorted. Oh, counted up everything. Except for hotels, houses. However, in my excitement of going through this, I realized there are no tokens. And I didn't realize that I'm missing absolutely everything. So, why people do that, I don't know. They drop it off at a thrift store, and they gut it to be unplayable. Like, if you're going to donate this, then just donate it. Why are you going to keep a couple of pieces? So I'll just tally these up real quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. That's not good. So we don't have the full amount of hotels. 5, 10, 16, 21, 25, 33 houses. So I have one extra of those and one less of the hotel. Strange. So I have all of the properties, and on the chance community chest, I'm missing one card. So we have a lot of pieces. We have money. The board and the box are beat up. So we got to decide what's going to happen with this, basically. So we're going to go Monopoly Pokemon. I believe it was Collector's Edition. This 99. It is, okay. Something else I noticed, which is kind of odd, is the money trough is actually missing 2 denominations. So I wanted to see if somebody grabbed a money trough from something else. So they have their setup weird. So if you're not sure, you just look at other listings. And yeah, the money trough is just kind of weird. I don't know why. It's not built to fit all the money. So I had a question on the dice, if the dice are original to the game, because they're both red, and that seemed an odd choice. So we got the figures we don't have, we got the houses, the money. Not seeing the dice. Oh, they have white dice. So who is right and who is wrong? We're gonna have to look at another version. I don't see any dice. Help if I did that. They have white dice as well. So these dice are not original to the game. Which they look like Risk dice, honestly. So right now we got money, we have hotels, houses. Now typically these other parts wouldn't sell at all, except that this game is desirable in some way. So pre-owned game, 25 bucks, 47, 45. I'm guessing the thing that's going to sell mostly. So we got this guy doing the hotels and houses. He's missing some houses. He wants 17. We got the cards. He wants 16. So let's get an idea. But really, we got 286 for sale. 188 sold. So fantastic sell-through. Mine is not even, I can't even say 99% complete. If all I was missing was that card and the dice were wrong, that'd be one thing. With no movers, I'm dead in the water as far as selling this as a whole. So the parts market here, we got all of this guy, 15. Okay. All these cards, 8. Okay. Again on these. So people are completing sets. Typically this stuff wouldn't sell, but it's going to. I'm looking for an example of money perfect. 10. That's not bad for Monopoly money. Looking for more money. Oh, okay. so this box went to something else that I don't have. It went to like a cover to this that you put the guys in. Yeah, you can see it down here. So these are all the cards. So here's what I'm going to do. I will do all the money. I'll do that for 10. I will do all the cards. The chance, community chest, and the property cards. I will do that for 10. Then hotels, houses, I'll probably do 8. Rule book, I don't think it's going to fly. So, unfortunately, this wasn't a great pickup. I mean, I got it for $4. I'm going to make money. And there's no way of knowing that all that stuff was missing, unfortunately. But, now we know. Now, if I were to do this, you know, down the road when I go full-time with this when I retire, this might be something I'd set aside and hope to find another one and make a complete one. Keep all the parts versus selling them off. But that would take a lot of space. I'd have to have 2-car garage that I want it to, you know, eventually work out of. And all that. That's years down the road. Things got to happen in the meantime. For now, I'm going to make the money to make the things happen. So, if you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.